What's up, Dolphins Nation? How you doing today? Part of the Miami Dolphins brass quietly trying to send a message that they want to get away from not only Tyreek Hill, but Tua-Tagovailoa. Reason being is, or are they trying to admit that they might have made a mistake with both? I'm trying to get, forgetting Tyreek Hill as a free agent and drafting Tua very high when he came out of college, knowing his injury history. Are they admitting it without basically admitting it, ladies and gentlemen? They went out and signed Zach Wilson for $6 million, and they know Zach Wilson has the arm strength and has running ability, but they know that Zach Wilson has not developed into a top NFL quarterback. He was drafted high by the Jets, but has not developed well. He went to the Denver Broncos last year and still is not processing correctly when it's a when it's a structured play. He doesn't process it correctly and makes the wrong reads. Even Darrell Bevel said that the kid needs to be constructed from the bottom up. The reason I'm saying this is because I ran into an article today, and I know you guys are going to say he's just a camp body, but the Dolphins have signed another quarterback to the roster and have released a linebacker. So are they telling the fan base they don't trust that Tua can stay healthy for one season? And are they going to, if they survive this season, is Quinn Ewers going to eventually become the starter? Even though I don't believe right now he can be an NFL starter, and I don't think he'll be an NFL starter ever. I think Quinn Ewers will be a backup. But are they signaling that they made a mistake with Tua Tagovailoa? I'm going to read to you this article by Billy Haney of Sporting News that they signed the brother of a former number one pick as an insurance policy. Do they really trust that they got Zach Wilson, and will Zach Wilson really be the number two quarterback, or will it end up being Quinn Ewers? And is this quarterback just a camp body? Who knows? Maybe he might outperform Zach Wilson and may be quarterback number 3 during camp. But let me read to you the article. Given to his injury history, the Miami Dolphins can never do their due diligence on too many quarterbacks. They signed a new one with a great pedigree on Thursday to join the quarterback depth chart on their 90-man roster. The Dolphins already have Tua Tagovailoa, Zach Wilson, and 7th round pick Quinn Ewers. The newest Miami QB, Brett Gabbert. He's the younger brother of 2011 Jaguars first round pick Blaine Gabbert. The younger Gabbert played his college football at Miami of Ohio. In 2024, he went 217 for 379 with 2,291 yards, 21 passing touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Gabbert has a ton of experience, having started 53 games during his Miami of Ohio career. His best season was actually way back in 2021 when he threw 26 touchdowns compared to just 6 interceptions and led the MAC in quarterback rating. He'll be a long shot to actually make the Dolphins roster, but if he impresses, he can stick around on the practice squad. Gabbert's signing certainly shows that the Dolphins want intel on quarterbacks that are still out there and available to them. Again, ladies and gentlemen, in short, they don't trust Tua can stay healthy. He's been injured 2 of his 4 years, going into his 5th year, and has a major history of concussions and injuries. So are they signaling that they want to push away from Tua, and not only Tua, Tyreek Hill? Because Tyreek Hill has not been, I'll pop up a picture, but he has not been part of the Dolphins Instagram for 2 months on an official picture. Last picture was about March. I'll pop it up over my right hand shoulder and you'll see what I mean. Also, ladies and gentlemen, are they playing the fence on both Tyreek and Tua? The reason I'm saying is because I'm going to play you some clips from the Bobby Slowick and also wide receivers coach Prince talking about Tyreek and Bobby Slowick speaking well of Tua. But again, are they playing the fence to see if they can eventually trade Tyreek and maybe, who knows, eventually trade? I'm gonna go ahead and play you those clips. Give me a second so I can find them, and then we'll go ahead from there. And the first one I'm gonna play for you is the clip of wide receivers coach Robert Prince talking about Tyreek. Give me a second, guys. Where is Robert? Let me get to it, guys. I can't find it right now. Give me a second, guys. For some reason, I've lost the link of Robert Prince. Here we go. I'm almost there, guys. Let me find him real quick. No, not that one. Where is Robert Prince? All of a sudden, I can't find him now. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Can't find them, and that link will not play on where I have it. Give me one second. Let me go ahead and play the other coach first while I find Robert Prince. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and play for you guys. I found it, guys. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and play the link of Robert Prince for you guys. I found it now. And then I'll go ahead and play another coach. I'll play after Robert Prince. I'll play Bobby Sloat.
Well, the thing with Jalen, he's a very explosive player, very dynamic. When the ball's in the air, he can go get it. And then when he has the ball in his hand, he's a dynamic run after catch guy. So we're just, again, working on our techniques and fundamentals to try to get better.
What are your impressions of Malik Washington then after he had a rookie season, and where do you can take his game?
Yeah, I feel like Malik's working hard to try to get a big jump from year 1 to year 2. He's great in the classroom. He could say whatever we coach, he could say it verbatim. And on the field, he's one of our hardest workers.
From a philosophy standpoint, I believe you were with the Cowboys last year. How does it coaching a CD different from coaching a Tyreek Hill?
Well, the thing with both those guys, I mean, they're both phenomenal players and hard workers. Talking about Tyreek again, it's been great. He is a hard worker and one of the hardest competitors. All he wants to do is win, and he brings great energy out of the field. And the guy wants to be coached, and he wants to be great. So that's how I'm going to coach him.
All right, guys, there you heard about wide receivers coach Robert Prince. Now you're going to hear from Bobby Sloat as he talks about Tua. Let me first of all find the video, and then I'll put the Tua portion on it. And I'll actually let him talk all the way through, since he's going to talk about his relationship with the other offensive coaches. But then he's going to talk about Tua. So let me put this up for you guys, and then I'll explain to you why I think they're playing the fence on both Tua and Tyreek Hill in a little bit. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm going to play it now.
Only 1/3 of students globally are engaged in learning. That's why, to celebrate World Play Day,
So it help you on your job now, having been on the other side. Is there a big benefit to that for not just you, but for any coach?
Yeah, I really believe a lot of the coaches that have I've been around that are really elite, good offensive coaches or really good elite defensive coaches have in some way, shape, or form been involved on the other side of the ball. Now that may not be they directly work on the other side of the ball, but they'll spend a lot of time with the coaches on the other side of the ball, talking to players on the other side of the ball. Like, you have to have a great understanding at this level of what's going on the other side to be able to talk through the foundations of everything you want to do and how to answer the things they present. So for me, I know it's been massive through the course of my entire career, just having that knowledge and that background.
So I understand you're a senior passing game coordinator. This coaching staff also has Gerald Bevel as passing game coordinator and quarterbacks coach, and Frank Smith, offensive coordinator. How will all your jobs and titles intertwine? How was that communicated to you from Mike that your jobs will all go in?
Yeah, it's very similar to how you build the whole team. Really, it's just at the end of the day, how do we make sure everyone has clear, defined roles while also being able to help each other in what they're doing to help players go play and us go win games? So I know for me and what I've been doing in particular is kind of like I already referenced. I've known Mike a long time. I know a lot of what makes him tick, particularly as it pertains to football. So I can help in regards to just me and Mike talking, conversing. There's a lot to balance when you're a head coach and you're also a play caller. So just helping that process out, speeding that process up. And then outside of that, like just working hand in hand with the rest of the staff. Bevel's been awesome. He's let me kind of hop in the quarterback room, which I have an affinity for. I love quarterback play. I love being in the quarterback room. He's been fantastic. We've really bonded over the first month and a half, 2 months since I've been here. Me and Frank work hand in hand on a lot of things, and really wherever help is needed is kind of where I'll go, and that's really to help everybody moving forward and just keep the train rolling is really why.
What excites you most about Tua's game you've seen so far?
There's a lot. I think the person as just a starting point is always the foundation of every really good player I've been around. It always starts with the human being and the person. And I mean, he's an exceptional human. He's really fun to be around. He has positive energy all the time. He's demanding of himself, but he's also demanding of others. What he's been doing out there so far this summer has been fun to see. I mean, he's holding people accountable. He's holding himself accountable. He's really on the details of everything we're doing when we're trying to build the foundations of this stuff. And then as a player, he's incredibly accurate. He's unbelievable at throwing with anticipation, throwing to space, getting the ball out on time, throwing throws you may not have thought were possible beforehand. He just has a knack for feeling and seeing things that I just don't think a lot of people have in real time. You can see it after the fact on film, but there's a lot of people that can do that. There's not many people that can do it all in the moment. So it's just been fun. I'm excited to keep going. Yeah, you got it.
All right, guys, there you heard from Bobby Sloat, senior passing game coordinator. Also, guys, real quick, the Dolphins preseason schedule, sorry, not the schedule itself. The preseason schedule is as follows. Let me find it again for you guys. Give me 1 second. The preseason schedule, we've got Sunday, August 10th at 1 p.m. against the Chicago Bears. Then Saturday, August 16th, 1 p.m. against the Detroit Lions. And then Saturday, August 23rd, 7 p.m. against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They all are going to participate on all three of them team versus team practices. They're going to practice together since that's what they decided, but that's your schedule for preseason. Also, guys, they are speaking very highly, very, very highly of Kenneth Grant, our first round pick. I'm going to let you listen to defensive line coach Austin Clark when he meets with the media, and he speaks about not only Kenneth Grant, but speaks highly about Biggers that was drafted in later rounds. Give me 1 second, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on why I believe the Dolphins are pushing away from Tua and Tyreek Hill, and then we'll end the video there. Let me look for the time, guys. Give me 1 second. 6:54. Yikes! Right there, guys. This is the part I want you guys to hear.
How about that?
With Biggers, how fortunate were you? Because I looked at him, I thought that looks like a 0 right there. How fortunate were you to get him in that 7th round?
Yeah, I thought Zeke was a great pickup. It's like Biggers is big. The guy is, when he walked in here, Kenjay Cotton, our assistant D-line coach, was actually at the East-West, I believe, which Jordan was there, and Zeke, and actually KG, he just participated in the meeting, but he left and came back. He goes, look, this guy's a big ball of clay, man. And that's what I see. He's a big body, fluid mover, and he's got to continue to get stronger in the weight room, stronger at the point of attack, and he may be able to do a few things. We're excited for him to see him work.
Why 3 noses, though? Is it just 3 college?
Yeah.
I don't know what your vision is from here, but that I found that very unique.
Yeah, I think, you may see him as noses. We see him as versatile pieces. I think it's kind of like the analogy I would use for you is, we played nickel defense with Christian and Sealer here for a long time, 2-3 technique. And you would say, well, you don't have a nose. Well, it's kind of the best available guys you can get and piece together. I think that's the way you kind of look at it. And then we get them all here, and we evaluate what they can do and what they do best. Then we try to piece them in them spots,
All right, guys, that's from defensive assistant coach Austin Clark talking about Zeke Biggers and Kenneth Grant. Also, guys, the reason I'm saying that they're trying to push away possibly from Tua-Tyreek and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek hasn't been on the Dolphins Instagram for over 2 months, and he's had obviously the issues with his ex-wife and the police. And also, the Dolphins are possibly looking for the successor of Tua because they don't want to fully admit that they possibly made a mistake due to his health history. Not because he's not a good quarterback, but should have the Dolphins drafted the kid so high knowing his health history back when they drafted him? My answer to that is no, and it's yes, he plays good most of the time when he's on the field, but he's been injured most of the time, and not his availability is a major issue. Leave me your thoughts down below, what you've heard about everything here, and what you think about what the coaches had to say. Leave me your thoughts down below, and we'll talk to you soon. Like always, stay positive, stay on your grind. Fins up, guys. Have a good day. Peace.